All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about a visitor. A messenger, really, from a completely different star system that came screaming through our neighborhood at an absolutely mind-boggling speed. This is the story of 3I/Atlas, the fastest interstellar object we've ever seen, and how it basically rewrote the rules about our little corner of the galaxy. You know, for the longest time, science had this really fundamental idea that our solar system was, well, a closed community. That everything in it, the planets, the comets, all of it, was born here and stayed here. It was this neat, tidy picture of a galactic neighborhood where nobody ever visited. And this wasn't just some random guess. It was a core belief, built on some serious science from way back in 1950. For more than 70 years, we believed it. Every single comet we ever tracked was on a leash, tied to our sun. We were, for all we knew, totally on our own. And then everything changed. It turns out the universe is a much more connected, much more chaotic place than we ever gave it credit for. And that big, foundational rule we built everything on, yeah, it was about to get smashed to pieces. It really kicked off in 2017 with that bizarre cigar-shaped traveler, Oumuamua. Then, in 2019, 2I Borisov showed up, and it looked a lot more like a comet we'd recognize. And now we have 3I Atlas, our third confirmed guest, and the one that proves without a shadow of a doubt that our solar system has a steady stream of visitors from other stars. So what's the big deal with 3I/Atlas? I mean, the other two were amazing, right? But this one's a true record breaker. And its entire identity, where it came from, what it is, it all comes down to one single staggering number. And here it is. 58.1 kilometers per second. That's its speed after our sun's gravity is done with it. We're talking over 200,000 kilometers per hour, on its way out the door forever. With that kind of velocity, there is zero doubt this thing is not from around here. So here's the key difference. All of our local comets are on a kind of gravitational leash, you know? They don't have enough speed to break free, so the sun just keeps pulling them back again and again. But 3I/Atlas, it's moving so fast that our sun's gravity can barely nudge it. It's a tourist with a one-way ticket just passing through. And this brings us to the mathematical smoking gun, its hyperbolic orbit. See, any orbit with a number called eccentricity that's greater than 1 is an open-ended path. It's a flyby. For 3I/Atlas, that number is a jaw-dropping 6.12. That's not just a little bit over the line. That is profoundly, undeniably, screamingly interstellar. Okay, so we've got this incredible messenger from another solar system. But what's it actually telling us? Well, scientists are treating this like a cosmic whodunit, piecing together every clue they can get, from its light and its path to figure out its life story. And their investigation basically boils down to 3 key steps. First, you trace its path to see where it's been. Second, you analyze its glow to see what it's up to. And third, you check its chemical fingerprint to see what it's made of. So first up, its path. When you trace its journey backward, it comes from the general direction our sun is moving through the galaxy, which is exactly what you'd expect from a random object just drifting through space. Now, they couldn't pinpoint one specific star it came from, but its insane speed tells a story of a violent past. It was almost certainly flung out of a chaotic young star cluster, a place where baby planets were probably smashing into each other like cosmic billiard balls. Okay, on to step 2, its glow. 3I Atlas is acting just like a comet. It's developed this huge glowing atmosphere, a coma, and a long dust tail. What's amazing about that is what's causing it. It's super fragile ices like carbon monoxide turning straight to gas. The fact that these ices survived a violent birth and a journey across deep space, it means we're looking at a perfectly preserved piece of another solar system. And finally, step 3, the ingredients. This is where the story gets really interesting. I mean, after that wild journey, you'd expect it to be made of something truly exotic, right? Something alien? Well, nope. When scientists looked at its chemical makeup, they found it looks remarkably, almost boringly, similar to the comets from right here in our own backyard. So why is that such a big deal? Because 3I/Atlas isn't just some one-off cosmic weirdo. The very fact that it exists and that it looks so familiar implies something huge. that there must be a vast, unseen population of these things drifting between the stars. It suggests that the ingredients for making planets and solar systems, well, they might just be common everywhere. This really puts it into perspective. Officially, we've spotted 3 of these things. 3. But based on those detections, scientists now estimate that at least one of these interstellar travelers is probably passing through our inner solar system every single year. We just haven't been good enough to spot them. Until now. And this, right here, is the most profound part of this whole story. We don't have to just rely on the faint light from distant stars anymore. The universe is now delivering physical samples of other solar systems right to our front door. We can literally reach out and analyze the building blocks of other worlds. Which brings us to what's next. Finding one of these objects used to be a once-in-a-generation thing, but that whole era is over. We are right on the verge of a revolution. We're about to open up a brand new window onto the rest of the galaxy. And this chart says it all. To date, we've got 3. But with new telescopes like the Vera C. Rubin Observatory about to go online, that's going to change dramatically. We're not going to be finding 1 or 2. Scientists think we're about to find hundreds, maybe even thousands of them. It's going to be a flood of new discoveries. When you think about it, each one of these interstellar comets is like a message in a bottle, tossed into the cosmic ocean from some unknown, faraway shore. 3i/Atlas told us that the recipe for comets might be universal. So the real question is, as we get way better at finding these little messengers, what secrets will the next one reveal?